Do you suffer from procrastination? Don't worry, you are not alone. Look, everybody on the planet suffers from procrastination to varying degrees, depending on who they are, what it is that they're involved in at multiple times in their lives. Sometimes it is a cycle of procrastination, but there are specific reasons for that, and there are ways you can break that procrastination. The primary thing is actually understanding what the procrastination is about. What is the source of the procrastination? What is causing the procrastination? I'm going to take you through various reasons that people procrastinate. Now, firstly, I just want to share that my husband bought this particular book for me several years ago for Christmas. Subtle, darling. Thank you. The Art of Procrastination by John Perry. Now, he did have some really good exercises in there, one of which I am going to give you that actually is quite helpful to overcome procrastination. What it gave me mostly was a sense of normalizing my procrastination, because I have a terrible propensity to beat myself up about the fact that I am not in massive action all the time. And I don't know many people who are. So let me introduce myself. I'm Marguerita, mindset business coach and light worker at Pitbull Mindset, as well as the creator of the Wealth Consciousness Movement and the Global Online Business Academy. Procrastination is something that blocks almost everybody to some extent. And here's several reasons that people procrastinate. And it's really important that when you are procrastinating, that you identify what it is. Why are you procrastinating? So it's great to put strategies in place to stop procrastinating. But if you can find out why you're procrastinating and then find strategies to end the reason for the procrastination, then you're home and hosed. If you have no reason to procrastinate, you will no longer procrastinate. Makes sense, doesn't it? So one of the greatest reasons is fear. Fear, 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 fear. Fear drives most people in our world because that is the way we have been indoctrinated and wired. We are reactive to just about everything, and we are wired to respond to fear. And we are constantly bombarded with fear. Fear is something that is literally, we are kind of hardwired with fear. And this is where I love this technique, tapping, emotional freedom. Because once you identify the fear, then you can release it using tapping. Pure, unconditional love is what serves us. And when you release the fear, you can actually come from a place of unconditional love and belief in yourself to achieve anything that you put your mind to. So fear is one thing that causes procrastination. Overwhelm. Too many people, they dream and they have this dream and then they get into overwhelm because they're like, I don't know how. I don't know how. This is another reason people don't procrastinate, is they don't know how. And get over that, because you're never going to know how. And if you get stuck in overwhelm with, oh my God, it's so big, it's so huge, I'm never going to be able to achieve it. This is why it's really important that when you put your plan in place, another reason people procrastinate because they don't have a plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. But then they look at this vision or they look at this plan and all the self-doubt comes in, and then they get overwhelmed by the enormity of it or the process that they're going to have to go through, and they just get stuck. So if you're in overwhelm, it's a belief that you don't have enough time, money, energy, resources, resourcefulness. You don't have what it takes. That's what causes the overwhelm. It's too much. It's too much. So unpack that and then isolate all the components that go into your success and pick a piece that actually will get you progress. Part of the plan. Confusion. Confusion is another big thing, and that comes back to, I don't know how. I'm really confused. I'm stuck. I'm lost. Okay, so if you're lost, unpack it. Again, break it down. Always when you feel stuck, break everything down. Why do you feel lost and stuck? I don't know what to do. okay, what's one thing that you can do right now that's going to potentially get you closer to your dreams? Sit with that. Might be making a phone call, might be reading a book, it might be doing some research on the internet to find out find out the answer to a particular question. But just think of one action that you can take and do that. The same with, I don't know how. Okay, you're never going to know how you're going to get from where you are to where you want to be. If you did know how, you would have done it, right? So it's a case of being determined and being committed to figuring out how. Okay, I don't know how. It's okay that I don't know how. It's actually perfectly normal. I don't need to know how. I just need to know what I want to achieve, and then I need to take the first step. And then take the next step. And then take the next step. It actually becomes quite logical when you break it down. Lack of clarity about your goal and your vision. When I ask people, what is it that you want? So many people will tell me what they don't want because they don't want what they already have. They can't actually tell me what they do want because they've never really unpacked that or thought about that. What do I really want? What do you really want? People go, oh, I don't know. Well, what's one thing that you want? What's one thing that you want to be different right now? And too many people are afraid to dream huge because they're afraid to be disappointed. And disappointment's a thing. You know, we all get disappointed in life. We all feel that sort of cringe and that sense of rock bottom when something doesn't work out. It's part of life. That's okay. Don't make disappointment wrong. Just make it that it's part of the process. Feel it, get over it, get back up, focus relentlessly on your vision. So get very, very clear about your dream, your vision, what it is that you want to achieve. Lack of preparation. Preparation is huge. Now, one of my philosophies is don't wait for it to be perfect. Better done than perfect. But you need to have some sort of preparation in place, right? Sort of, you don't go driving in your car without having some sort of preparation, like learning how to drive to start with. Part of the preparation of driving a car is learning how to drive. So you control what you can control in the preparation. If you are if you want to do like public speaking and you're afraid of public speaking, then practice. What it is you're going to speak about. Know your subject or have a speech that you are going to deliver. So that can be boring, but part of success is boring. So preparation is key. Another reason people procrastinate is because they just don't want to do what they're planning on doing. There's a lack of passion or interest or emotional investment in what it is that they need to do to be able to achieve the outcome. Just know the landscape and know what your business model is and what it is that you specifically want to create, what lights you up. So if you're going to build a highly profitable business, it's going to take time, effort, energy, and you're going to have to overcome a lot of obstacles. So why do something that you don't want to do? Do something that really lights you up and inspires you, and you will rarely work another day in your life. So another part of this that kind of follows on from that previous not being passionate is not being congruent or in alignment. So it's really important that you are fully congruent and in alignment with your goal, your vision, with your plan, with your strategy, with your structure, with your business model that you are using. And this comes back to one of my favorite things. What is your unique signature wealth system? So this is your blueprint for wealth and success, and it is unique to you. Can you use somebody else's business model? Yes, but it's about injecting you into that business vehicle, into that business model, and making it yours. That is super important. You are not a robot. You are not somebody else. But you can take somebody else's vehicle or model and then make it yours and inject your specific blueprint into it. And this is something that is a big part of the discovery process. So another reason people procrastinate is because their vision isn't big enough. So if your vision or your dream does not inspire you, then why are you going to be focused and relentless and tenacious and committed to achieving it? I encourage everybody to dream huge. Now, if you have a massive vision, it could take you 10, 20, 50 years to achieve it. That's okay. Have the big vision and then chunk it down. It comes back to breaking everything down to achievable and goals that you can achieve in a relatively short space of time. So within a month, within a week, within a day, you've got to be able to recognize the ongoing process and accomplishments on a daily basis that are getting you closer to your goals and dreams. If you can't see that, then you're going to end up burnt out and feeling really uninspired and you need to celebrate those accomplishments, by the way. Daily, you need to celebrate the accomplishments that you're making so you can recognize the progress, because if you don't recognize the progress, then you're just going to fall flat and give up, because it's kind of like, oh my God, it's this big vision and I still have this huge journey to achieve this vision. But if you can recognize those milestones along the way and celebrate those milestones, makes a really big difference, because you can recognize the process of accomplishment. And then, as I've already mentioned, that having no plan. So it's really important that you have a plan. Now, some people like to have a detailed and structured plan. Some people just like to have the end goal and the first step and the second step, and then take those steps, because the process of success is a very boring cycle in actual fact. It doesn't mean that your journey to success is boring, but it's absolutely non-negotiable that you decide what it is that you want, right? You have to decide what it is that you want to achieve, what your vision is, and get clarity around that. And then the process is make a plan, take action, the first action, then analyze the result from that action. And if you didn't get the result that you wanted, which 9 times out of 10 you won't, you adjust your action in relationship to the plan, and then you take more action. This is the cycle of success. There is no getting around it. There are no shortcuts. That is the cycle to success. Can you accelerate that process? Yeah, there are so many things that you can do to accelerate that process. But that is the pattern of success. So there's some things that you can look at and sit down. If you are finding that you are procrastinating, sit down and think, why am I procrastinating? Now, another reason that you could be procrastinating is because you actually don't need to do what you are proposing to do. It's not necessary. It's superfluous. Too many people get into this thing of doing. We are not human doings. We are human beings. So really identify what are the key things that are going to get you closest to your goals and dreams as quickly as possible. The other thing is that maybe you're not ready to take that particular action yet. And I love this by Brian Tracy. He has a philosophy called Eat That Frog, which comes from Mark Twain, and he said something along the lines of, if the first thing you do is eat a live frog first thing in the morning, then that's probably the worst thing you're going to do all day. So Brian Tracy took this and was pure genius. He actually wrote a book on it, but the basic philosophy is do the thing that you really, the effective and efficient thing that's going to get you great results that you don't want to do, make that the first thing that you do, and you're going to that's going to create so much momentum, because then that's out of the road. And so often I do this. As I said, my husband bought me the book. There's something that I don't want to do, so I will find everything else to do that is actually not getting me closer to my goals and dreams, to avoid doing the thing that I really don't want to do. And then when I eventually getting around to doing the thing that I really don't want to do, it really wasn't that hard or that difficult or that, or I made too much of it, in other words. And I was like, oh my God, thank God that's done. Geez, I wish I'd done that 5 hours ago. And then I can get on with creating, achieving a lot more things once that's done, because it's off my mind, right? So really important. Okay, so I'm going to share with you 2 things that you can do to overcome procrastination. T. Harv Eker, there's a whole story behind it, but I will tell you what T. Harv Eker recommends is that you take 3 primary activities and actions that you believe are going to get you the biggest bang for your buck, and you make them your primary tasks for the day, 3 to 5. He recommends 3. Write them down somewhere and get them done. Once you get those done, recognize, acknowledge, and celebrate that you have accomplished things that you needed that day. Whether it takes you an hour, whether it takes you 10 hours, those are the tasks that you must achieve for the day. Because any entrepreneur will tell you that your to-do list is endless. It will always be endless. That is the journey of an entrepreneur. And this is where so many people get stuck in overwhelm. Oh my God, there's so much to do. So it's really important that you identify 3 things to get done that day and just make progress. Tony Robbins says the biggest thing that human beings want psychologically is progress. So just make progress and celebrate that. And if you get another 5 things done during that day on top of that, freaking amazing. But if you don't, that's okay, because you achieved those 3 primary things that you set out to achieve. So now, this has been a very long video. Sorry about that. Procrastination is a big subject. So within the art of procrastination, one of the exercises that this man gives in order to set the brain up for success to overcome procrastination is to actually write out your routine as part of your to-do list for the day. Yeah? So just say that you wake up in the morning, your alarm goes off. You turn the alarm off, you swing your legs out of bed, you get up, you go to the bathroom, you do whatever you do there. I don't know, you might meditate, you might read a little bit, you might go for a walk and do some exercise, you might do some yoga, you might just go and have breakfast, have a cup of coffee, whatever that might be. As long as the routine is supportive for you, write everything down on that list. I know, it sounds a bit weird, but there is a very good reason for this. So write down each thing that you do, each step, no matter how small. Write it down. Brush your teeth, have breakfast, make a cup of coffee, pat the dog. No, maybe not write that in, but write all those things down in your to achieve list for the day, each day. And if you want to change your routine, then you can write in something else within that routine that if there's some pattern of behavior that you want to change. But then by the time you sit at your desk or get to your place of work and you sit down and you open up your diary or whatever it is where your to achieve list is, you can already tick off 3, 5, 7, 10 things. Do you know how psychologically rewarding that is? To sit down there and go, oh, I haven't even started work yet, and I've done that, and that. Wow. Even those tiny accomplishments gives you these tiny hits of dopamine, which are good feeling chemicals, which are addictive. So that simple exercise gives you little hits of dopamine that is going to really help you to alter behavior and to overcome procrastination, because your brain wants more dopamine. It wants to feel good. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I tick these things off, I get a hit of dopamine. So it's an addictive behavior, that it's an addictive process that creates specific behaviors to create more dopamine. So work with your brain and do things that help to wire your brain for success and build in the habits that you need to have in order to achieve success. So this was a long video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you are ready to really go all in on your dreams and join me in the Global Online Business Academy, where I am going to show you for free how to launch, build, and scale a profitable online business, and as well as get you access for free to my tapping library, my transformation library, where you will get access to dozens of videos that are going to rewire your brain and help you to release the fears, blocks, limiting beliefs, stories, doubts that are stopping you from being the best that you can possibly be and achieving your goals and dreams. So commit to your dreams. You can achieve anything that you put your mind to. You are infinitely powerful and a sovereign soul, and you deserve to bring your greatest, grandest dreams to life. So come and join in the community, Global Online Business Academy. I look forward to seeing you there. Take care until next time, and bye for now.